This is Crazy Kyle, and I'm with Chad today, and he's going to show you how to turn a roast. How much did that roast cost you?
Oh, about $15.
A $15 roast into 8 steaks. So, that is a way to make or break the bank. Steaks are expensive, but if you get the roast, you trim it, you cut it yourself.
Makes for good leftovers. You want to start out with some EVO, nice extra virgin olive oil. Doesn't scorch, doesn't have a whole lot of heavy flavor. You want to start out with salt. The basic ingredients are going to be salt, pepper, and some form of garlic. I kind of like the Montreal chicken because it's a good mix.
Yeah, it's got a combination of salt, pepper, garlic, several other things. See, garlic, salt, onion, spices such as pepper, black pepper, red peppers, parsley, pepper if you have green peppers. So it gives it a good bold flavor.
But you want to wait on these because they scorch in the pan at high temperature. You want to start with salt because salt doesn't scorch. And it helps with moving the...
I thought pepper didn't scorch either.
No, pepper scorches. Absolutely pepper scorches.
I know you can't burn pepper.
So you want to get a good sear on the bottom. Make sure you got a nice sear. Sear the sides real good. That way you lock in all that moisture. The thing about a good steak is, even though it's dead meat, aka not alive, the capillaries inside of that meat are still working as though the animal is still alive. So capillaries will actually deliver the oil from the cooking side of the meat to the non-cooking side of the meat. So it's paying attention to the non-cooking side of the meat that's going to tell you where you're at in the cooking process. And I'll show you that and tell you a little bit about it as we go. There we are. Get a good sear going. Move it around the pan a little bit. Get the sides. Sides don't take very much. You don't need to sear them up too much. Just enough to lock everything in. So we've already salted the one side of our steaks. We're going to salt the other as soon as they get onto the other side. A little bit of coverage is good, but not a lot is necessary.
We're going for what, a medium rare?
I like a good medium rare. Little sliver of pink in the middle. That's optimal. Otherwise you're chewing a lot.
And it's better for reheating because when you reheat a medium rare,
especially in the microwave, it turns it into more of a medium.
Yeah.
Right.
So to me, anything past the medium is just...
It's just a waste of time, yeah.
Unless the only reason you should have meat like that is for a dish.
Well,
like
to me, there's blue.
It could be like that.
There's blue, there's rare, there's medium, and then congratulations.
I think congratulations is only for recipe. Yeah. You don't use congratulations to me. Other than
correct.
You always got to congratulate
really well. We're going to go to the back side where it's not been cooked yet. And we'll throw on a little more salt.
I just watched the video of this girl saying...
We're going to turn it down to medium heat. We started out on 8. 8 was going to be sufficient for leaving some marks and giving a little bit of a sear on both the sides and the other side. But once you turn it down some, you're going to start paying attention to the consistency and the surface of the steak. Because as soon as you start seeing those capillaries that are still in the steak and they're still working, push that blood through, you're going to know exactly where your steak is going to go. A lot of people say that feel right there is a medium to a rare steak, but if you just keep an eye on what the blood is doing, you're going to know exactly what your steak is doing.
Do you ever use butter? Like, I like to cook...
Butter has a tendency to scorch, so you want to use butter as a finishing move. Just like your pepper and your garlic, butter is the last thing you add.
Once you've seared it,
once you've cooked it all the way through. As soon as you're certain that your steak is done, you turn the heat back down, because as soon as I see the blood start to pool up on one side, I'm going to turn the temperature back up to make sure that side gets a good searing. I'm going to flip it again, just to make sure we cook the other side just right. And then I'm going to turn the heat back down. I'm going to add the butter, salt and the pepper, or the salt and the garlic, so the butter doesn't scorch, because the butter scorches at a much lower temperature than
Yeah,
the
yeah.
EVO.
You don't want to use butter past 6, 7.
No, that's gonna scorch and it's gonna taste like shit. So
Yeah, if you're
And
using butter
likewise,
anything past 7,
you're asking for trouble. You
and
gotta scorch
margarine,
that shit.
you can't go past 6 with margarine
Right.
without making it bad.
So right now we've got on exactly medium heat in order for it to just do its thing without cooking the bottom side too much. You're gonna keep it moving in the pan. You're gonna make sure that everything is good and it's not sticking. That's what the EVO is for. EVO doesn't scorch at high temperature, so that's why you start with EVO and not butter. A lot of people will say this, oh, you start with butter. No, that's wrong. Butter's the finishing move.
You can start with tallow.
Tallow is pretty much the same as EVO, but it has a heavy taste. I don't really like tallow. I prefer EVO.
No, I'm just saying that it's one of those ones that you can use at a higher
Right,
temperature.
you can. Manteca, lard, tallow, it's all the same. It cooks at a much higher temperature. But butter has a tendency to scorch because of the high dairy content.
Because of the cream, yeah.
Right. Alright. So as you can see, if you get in real close and take a look, you can start to see everything starting to well up through the surface of the meat. And that's exactly how you know what's going on inside of the meat. As soon as you start seeing blood pushing through the top of that meat, that means most of the bottom side is cooked. You don't want to wait until the blood stops coming out, because that's the difference between a medium and a rare steak. A rare steak you flip while there's still blood coming out at the top. Whereas a medium, if you start seeing the oil coming through instead of the blood, that means the center's already cooked. Because like I said, even though the animal's dead, the capillaries inside of the meat still work in a similar way as they did when the animal was alive. It's still going to draw that oil and that butter and all of that straight through the meat, just like it would of the blood. It's called capillary action. There's a little bit of science to it.
Look at that pan work.
Well, I trained under some asshole chefs.
I could be taking a dump at 4 o'clock in the morning, and if I hear that, I know exactly who's in the kitchen.
Yeah, exactly. So here you can start to see a little bit of blood coming up through, a little bit of blood coming up through. That's a good sign. That means that you're almost ready to flip. You're going to wait, ideally, until you see a good 2 or 3 areas on the steak that have blood coming up through the capillaries before you flip it again. But before I do that, I'm going to turn the heat back up.
So I'm looking at one of these things, and it's like a couple $100. But it says AI face check with a camera, and I put it on this tripod essentially, or a tripod, and it would track my face and hands for me.
Nice.
A couple $100, but I want to get one.
Very cool.
I think it would make it a lot easier. Those videos like this are great because I can do the camera work quite well. I don't know if you realize, saw how.
Not having to mess with it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, no, I don't mind doing that, but it's hard to do that when you're doing the thing itself. Too.
Right. Alright, we got blood, we got blood, we got blood, we got blood, we got blood. We're probably about 2 minutes out from flipping our steaks and turning our heat back up. But you want to keep stirring it around so it doesn't stick. But you want to check what your sear is doing. Ooh, that's just about ready. We've got a good sear on it.
Show one of those again.
Yep. That one's looking good. That's about what you want. You don't want to burn it, but you want it to look like it's had a little bit of a trip. It's almost there. And as I said, if you still got blood coming up through, that's the difference between a rare and a medium steak. Once you start seeing the oil come through, it's too late. It's a medium. Alright, so we're going to turn it back up. We're going to flip them.
Got a little bit of butt going on.
There we go. Take it drying out some.
You notice this nice crispy bark. This is what you want. You want a nice good browning.
Little patina. Yeah, ready. Good butter ready. Alright, now we got the heat back up. We're going to watch the backside and see what we got going. Eventually you're going to start seeing oil and a little bit of blood welling up through it. Like I said, there's a little science to it, so if you can watch it, you kind of know exactly where you're at. Now this smaller steak is going to cook a little faster than these larger ones, so we'll want to keep that in mind. You can already see it doing its thing here. Just about ready to add the butter and the other accoutrements. Now this works with all thickness of steak. You can cook a thinner steak this way, you can cook a thicker steak this way. Just depends on watching what it's doing. There's really no secret about it. You just gotta watch it. Check the texture. Yeah, see? That's about right. Those are medium rare steaks right now. So we're going to turn the heat back down. We're going to add our butter. Give it a little stir with the butter. Not too much butter though, because you flood the pan if you use too much butter. Alright, now that our heat is reducing, I'm going to add pepper. A lot of pepper. And garlic, because we've already added salt, we don't need any more of that. This already has a little bit in it as well. And we'll give it a little click so the bottom gets some too. We're going to let it finish. If we've turned it down, the butter's not going to scorch. Now a lot of people will cook it on both sides for about 2.5 to 3 minutes and then throw it in the oven, but it's overhandling if you ask me. A lot of people say that dries the steak out to cook it completely on the stove top, but I beg to differ. If you seal it in real good, you don't have to worry about drying it out. That is to say, you get a good sear on it. Alright, I'm going to move this stuff just a moment here and get my aluminum foil all set up here, and we'll cut it open here in a second and do the test. Those are about done. Alright, let's pull them. Alright. I'm going to eat a couple of these. Let's do the small one. Save the rest. Now steak usually needs to rest for about 10 minutes after you're done cooking it, so it can either bleed out or oil out depending on how rare you may or may not have it. So in that amount of time, all the juice will be allowed to exit the steak, so you can serve it without it molting on the plate. Alright, we're going to dump the butter out of the pan and prep it for another round of steaks.
Oh, you got one more batch of steaks?
Yep. More EVO.
Hoorah.
And we'll start from scratch. Now we've gone ahead and dumped out the butter. We'll put EVO back in there. Put what's left of our small steaks in there. And we got a small piece too as well, so we can keep a close eye on that. Alright, oil, salt. We're going to keep an eye on it. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to grab the A1 steak sauce and we're going to take a look at what it is. some germs. A little wash up here. Got a 50 caliber machine gun sink here.
Firing off machine gun rounds in the kitchen.
Oops, I forgot to turn that up. I gotta turn that up. Back up. Alright, let's take a look here. Oh yeah, there it is. It's a little juicy, but
Get the lighting a little better.
a little bit of juicy, a little bit of pink in the middle. A little bloody, but not too bloody.
I'm
Just
surprised you didn't let it stand a little longer.
right. Oh, I like it bloody.
No, like stand so like the juice is sucked up back into the meat.
Like I said, I like it bloody. Oh yeah. Definitely on the rare side, because that's how I like it. And just repeat the process. Damn good. Oh yeah. That's what you want. Okay. Ready to turn the heat down a little bit. And flip-a-boo. Now we're going to salt the upper side. Done. Now we're finished with the salt. A little more EVO because it's starting to dry out a little bit in the bottom of the pan. There we go. This little piece is going to finish way before the others. We'll pull it a little early. Oh, yes. These use little fatty bits. I usually cut them up and throw them into a fajita or a little street taco action. Makes it real nice. Keep it moving. Little guy's not quite done yet. Almost done. You want a piece? Tell the viewers what it tastes like. Got pork.
Keeping my silverware in that drawer,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have one fork and a tuna fish.
I thought that was actually
That's it? That was the three piece? That's it?
funny. I got one more.
You couldn't do it. You're giving me a video.
I got it done.
Yeah, I just wanted that ittiest bittiest steak if I could have that littlest one.
Oh, you can have that one right there if you want it.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Wait till she's done. Oh yeah. See it starting to do its thing. A little bit of blood and oil coming through. Just about ready to turn back up again.
I wish I had some pico, man. I got some tortilla shell, the little taco tortilla shells.
Shit, you
Got to
can do
build it
that
up
first.
and make a couple
I
steak
can make a
tacos.
pico like that.
I just don't have it today though. Oh my god, pico with salsa, but I found both.
Yeah, we got blood coming up through, blood coming up through. This one's not quite there yet, but like I said, the smaller ones are going to cook a little faster. So we'll flip them first. Yep, they're ready. Turn that bitch up. Bada bing.
We're gonna fact check Chad real quick. So this thing here says 0 net carbs. Okay? When I flip it over, it says it has 7 carbs, but then it says it has 7 grams of fiber, so it equals 0 net carbs. Can you explain that?
Carbs are sugar as well.
It says there's 0 sugars in it, but
Okay. Well, I'm not sure what net means, or what they consider net. So
it
that's
says
kind of tough
net
one.
carb tortillas help you keep track of your nutritional goals while enjoying the authentic taste that brings a little piece of it. I mean, they're good, but I just want to know why, like,
The reasoning.
yes.
Boy, I don't know. I haven't really done too much looking into anything like that.
Something you can explain that.
Not something I'm privy to.
This is the first time I think I've easily stumped you.
Alright, we're just about there. Yep, we are there. Shut her down. Wait till she cools off a little bit and add some butter. why you add butter at the very last, because the steak is still drawing up through itself. So the butter will add a little bit of class. Let's go ahead and shut her down. We'll go with the pepper. Alright. You got a plate? I'll hook you up. I got a plate. I will get one. Alright.
Oh yeah. Alright.
Check my work.
As you see, it's got a nice good char on it, but it's not burnt.
Nope.
And as you see, it was a quick cook. Yeah, so you want this kind of color when you're doing steak like this. This is called bark. This is not burnt. There's a difference. It wouldn't be juicy if it was burnt. It wouldn't be soft if it was burnt. That's a pretty tasty steak just in itself.
Should be just about perfect. See what it looks like on the inside. Well, a little more on the medium side, but that one should be a bit more rare.
I like medium to like
Medium's
medium,
still acceptable.
medium, and the one below medium are how I like my steaks.
Yeah.
What's the one below medium?
Medium rare.
Yeah, that's how I like my steaks.
Yeah. I like mine blue personally.
And then as you see, he got all those steaks, including the steak that he already ate, out of 1 2-pound roast. So that is how.
That's how I make
You
my
make-
meal prep for the week.
That's how you make a week of steak out of a roast. So $15, and you're gonna have steak every single night this week.
And then once your steak is rested, you just take the drippings, throw them in the sink, and you'll make a mess like I just did. It's easy, lemon squeezy.
That's pretty good.
Not bad, eh?
Pretty good.
That was definitely more on the medium rare side.
Yep. What's pinker? Just a light pink.
That one didn't get any seasoning though, so you should add a little bit of garlic to that one. Oh, you already ate it. Here. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Quick and easy. That took us what, 15 minutes? All for 2 pounds?
30 minutes was the video, but
Okay.
that was everything.
Plus the 5 minutes of squelch time between.
Uh-huh.
Not bad.
Alright, folks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Come back for more. I'm about to do how to make chicken and dumplings. See you there. Until next time, Crazy Cow out.
Peace.
Chad says bye.